Can you lose weight while consuming alcohol? I'll be answering this for you shortly, and I'm also going to share with you 4 uncommon facts where alcohol and weight loss are concerned. I am Jane Mukami, a nutrition-based weight loss expert. I'm passionate about helping women lose weight without giving up carbohydrates and without having to exercise. Jumping into fact number 1. Alcohol is its own macronutrient. And what I mean by this is we know that there are 3 food groups that are known as macros or macronutrients. These are the food groups that our bodies need in large quantities. The first is protein. Protein has 4 calories per gram. Carbohydrates also have 4 calories per gram. Fats have 9 calories per gram. Now, when it comes to alcohol, alcohol has 7 calories per gram. So as you can see, it is dead smack in the middle of protein, carbs, and healthy fats. So yes, alcohol does have calories. Calories are what is converted into energy for your body to use to keep you alive or stored as fat. So that is fact number 1. Now, to put this into context for you, I'm going to give you some examples. This is a standard size shot, which is 1.5 ounces or 45 milliliters. And this could be whiskey, it could be gin, it could be tequila. And this is about 97 calories. So you can see it does have a number to it. Here is a standard size glass of wine. And the reason I'm saying standard is because different countries have different numbers. So I'm just going to use what is considered the standard. This is 5 ounces. And 5 ounces is about 150 ml. And this is 120 calories, sorry. Now this is what in most places might be considered regular glass of wine. This is 8.5 ounces, about 250 ml, and this is 200 calories. So as you can see, alcohol does have calories, and most of the time it's more calories than you might think. Now, number 2, these calories that I just shared with you, they are empty. In other words, they have absolutely no nutrition value. There's no part of your body, no cell that is waiting for alcohol to come and repair, regenerate, make better. In other words, once you consume alcohol, it serves no purpose where your body and your health is concerned. Now, obviously, it does serve a purpose for you. Maybe it's liquid courage. It makes socializing fun. You know, it might make you feel as though your stress levels are decreasing. So it might give you that temporary relief from what's going on in your life. But at the end of the day, it does nothing for your overall health, right? Now, the third reason is a big one. A lot of people do not realize or understand how alcohol impacts your body upon consumption. Now, the third thing you need to know, but first, most important, is that alcohol is a toxin. It's poison where the body is concerned. As soon as you consume alcohol, a few things happen. Everything else needs to halt in order to get this poison out of your system. And getting alcohol out of your system is only done in a few ways. Number 1, breathing. Breathing takes out some of it. Sweating, if you're outside and you're sweating, some of the alcohol will be expelled from your skin. Peeing or urinating, of course, you're going to urinate some of it, but over 90% of alcohol is handled and expelled from your body or processed, metabolized by the liver. So the liver is the primary organ where alcohol is concerned. You might have heard of fatty liver disease caused by alcohol. This is because alcohol is literally going to be processed in the liver. Now, why is this so important? Because you need to understand what other role the liver plays. And fat metabolism happens in the liver, meaning that if you go to bed and sleep for 6 hours, you are not dying because obviously your heart is pumping, but the stored energy in your body is being converted into your fat, is being converted into energy. Or if you had a meal and you ate too much, excuse me, excuse me again. Woo! I might need to take a shot of water. So if you're asleep, your body is still alive. You're still alive because there's some things that are happening. So your liver is responsible for the metabolism of fat. So the moment alcohol checks in, the liver is pretty much tasked to abandon or abort all other functions and focus on getting rid of this toxin. Now, here's where it gets complicated. Because the liver is busy paying attention to the alcohol to make sure it's getting expelled from your body, any food that you had consumed during the day or any food that you're eating while you're drinking has to be converted to fat because the liver is busy addressing an emergency. Now, what do we know about what you tend to eat when you're drinking? You're not eating broccoli and spinach and chicken. You are eating chicken wings, pizza, fries. You're eating bad food. So imagine that you're eating and drinking for 2-3 hours. All that is going into fat storage. That is one of the things that you need to understand. The other thing you want to understand is that the liver can only expel 1 unit of alcohol per hour. And now you're probably wondering, what does that even mean? This shot, 1.5 ounces, 45 ml, has 2 units of alcohol. So this shot, when you take it or have it in a cocktail, the liver needs 2 hours to get it out of your system. 2 hours. If you're drinking a bottle of wine, most bottles of wine are about 750 ml. An entire bottle of wine is about 10 units. All right, so that's 10 hours required or needed by the liver to push most of this alcohol out. Remember, breathing, sweating, urinating only handles maybe 10%. There are people who think that if you wake up in the morning hangovered and you go running, you go sweat, you're getting alcohol out of your system. You are, but it's still very little. The liver is the organ that has to handle most of it. So I want you to think about this. If you had a couple of drinks, and then you woke up hangovered, obviously, again, when you wake up hangovered, you're not trying to have a salad. You want some fatty foods. And we also know that it's advised that before you go drinking, you want to go drinking or have a drink after eating. Understand this, that this entire time or all these requirements for a happy drinking experience equals fat storage. And you can now start to understand why weight gain and alcohol go hand in hand. As I said in fact 2, alcohol has empty calories. They're not needed for anything in the body. They cannot be stored. They cannot be used. They're simply excreted or eliminated from your body. So the big confusion or thing that most people think is drinking alcohol will make you gain weight. But actually, it's what is happening in the body, the switching of systems where the liver is going from burning fat to now I need to stop doing this job to get rid of this toxin. This all hands on deck approach where nothing can happen. No fat burning will happen until this toxin is out of your body. Once the toxin is out of your body, then the liver can resume the role of, okay, let me go back to burning the fat burning the stored energy, doing my usual job. So this fact number 3 about the liver is super important for you to understand. And also, obviously, understanding that the units in alcohol dictate the length of time that the alcohol is playing in your system and halting all other functionality. Compounded with the alcohol does have calories, and they add up pretty quick. I mean, 200 calories from this glass. How many people only take one glass? Not that many. Most people take a couple of glasses or the entire bottle, right? So that is only fact number 3. The 4th fact where alcohol is concerned is that it increases your appetite and it is not satiating. When you are consuming alcohol, you never just have enough or, oh, I'm full, I can't take any more. So it doesn't fill you up. And if anything, scientific research has shown that it increases your ghrelin levels. That's your hunger hormone. It makes you more hungry. And of course, you are not hungry for healthy food. You want unhealthy, greasy food while you're drinking, not to mention your inhibitions are lowered. So it's easy for you, even though you know to eat healthy, to easily go for the wrong thing because you're not all there. So those are the 4 things that become problematic where weight loss is concerned. Now, another fact I'd like to share about, consider this bonus facts, is that have you ever noticed that most alcoholic beverages like the vodka, the gin, the spirits, right? They do not have a nutrition label. They will not tell you what the ingredients are. I think maybe some beers will have nutrition labeling. Some wines nowadays do have nutrition labeling. I'm looking at this and it actually does not have, it doesn't have, some wines will have the calories, but the nutrition label I'm referring to is the ingredients. What am I drinking? What's in this thing that makes it vodka? Now, unfortunately, going or dating back to the 1930s during the Prohibition era in the US, this is where conversations started going back and forth about, should we be letting consumers know what's in the alcohol? And unfortunately, up till today, FDA has not mandated that alcohol needs to have, or the consumer should know what's in it. I think 1 or 2 things might be mentioned, but we still do not know what is in alcohol. Now, I want you to think about this. When it comes to home use alcohol, we know that alcohol is used to disinfect, it's used to sterilize, it's powerful in killing antigens or germs, right? Now, obviously, the alcohol we drink is not the same as rubbing alcohol, for example. However, it still has that ethane or ethanol that is not good for our bodies. Our stomach linings, our kidneys, our livers, our organs are being negatively impacted by the consumption of alcohol. And I'm talking about the frequent consumption, the people who tend to get addicted or cannot stop drinking. It's detrimental to our health and causes over 200 diseases and injuries. So I do not obviously recommend, even though I'm educating you on alcohol, that you drink alcohol. I'm simply sharing some information with you. Now, back to the $1 million question. Can you lose weight while consuming alcohol? As long as you meet certain conditions, yes. Condition number 1, at the end of the day, we do need to be in that caloric deficit. So as I mentioned, alcohol is not stored or used for anything in the body. However, if you've been eating a lot of bad food all day, all week, all month, if you've been overweight for a long time, drinking alcohol works against that because the body is not getting a chance to fight or burn the stored fat in your belly, in your boobs, in your thighs, wherever the fat might be, right? At the end of the day, if your TDEE, your total daily energy expenditure, if that number is higher than or right at maintenance, you will never lose weight. So if you're trying to lose weight, a caloric deficit is still at the core of you being able to lose weight. And caloric deficit means eating at a lower number than your maintenance weight. So that's condition number one. With or without alcohol in the system, what has been going on in your body before the alcohol consumption? Because once alcohol checks in, the fat burning that was happening is told, stop. We're busy right now handling or trying to get rid of alcohol. So number one is you must be still in a caloric deficit. Number two is moderation. You can have alcohol and lose weight, but only if number one is handled, the caloric deficit. So when I'm coaching women in my weight loss coaching program, not everybody is crazy about alcohol. I'm an example of this. I love cake. I will have a slice of cake before I ever have alcohol, right? So based on each person's needs, it's very unrealistic to think that I'll never have a slice of cake or a glass of wine or some gin and some whiskey because I'm losing weight. So part of my weight loss process is, can I teach you how to enjoy the alcohol, the cake, whatever your thing is that's not healthy? Because a healthy, sustainable lifestyle must cater to allowing you to enjoy the bad stuff in moderation. Moderation is key. Being able to maintain a caloric deficit is key. So the answer is yes, you can lose weight while having drinks in moderation, as long as you're constantly in a caloric deficit and losing weight. If you liked or enjoyed this lesson, do me a favor. Smash the subscribe button, hit the notifications bell so that you can get notified when I do another video next week. And most importantly, drop a comment and tell me if this video was helpful, if you learned something, and I look forward to the next video for you next week.